food community, it's a pleasure meeting you once again. Yes, today we'll be preparing one of the most famous street food, Kelewele. Yes, I'm your Kelewele seller today, AK Dollar, the Kelewele seller. Yes, so join with me here, and if it's your first time, please kindly subscribe to this channel and also stay tuned. Alright. Apparently, Kelewele is also known as spiced fried plantain. Yes, so it's these spices that make this Kelewele an authentic and also comes with a very good flavor. So join with me here and let's get started. Yeah, so moving on, these are some of my ingredients here. These are the spices that you need for the Kelewele. Yes, so I have my ginger, 2 sliced ginger. I have my calabash, nutmeg. Yes, this gives the Kelewele that lovely smell and flavor. And I have my whole black pepper here and also my whole cloves. Yes. So moving on, I begin by cutting my onions into smaller sizes because I'll be grinding them, and I have to really make sure that they're in smaller sizes as possible. Alright, so once I'm done, I just get them off the chopping board and set them aside. Moving on, I also cut my ginger into smaller sizes as possible. Yeah, so it's time to start the grinding process. You know, this calabash nutmeg is really concentrated, as in it comes with high smell. So when you are using it for any Kelewele or anything, just make sure that you are using the right amount, because it has a very concentrated smell that it can really affect the food you are doing. So I begin by grinding my calabash nutmeg, then followed by the whole black pepper, then followed by the whole cloves. So I try as much as possible to grind this thing. It's not easy, but sometimes you can try and get the powder form in the market, or if you want to go the local way, then I think you have to really be a man. So once I'm done, I set that to aside, then begin to grind my pepper. Alright, so once I'm done with the pepper, I move on by adding my ginger, then make sure that I've grinded it very well. Once that is done, I then add my onions and make sure that I repeat the same process very well. Yeah, so once you are done with the grinding, then add some salt to taste. Yes, so you have to also know the amount that you'll be adding depending on the quantity of the Kelewele you are making. I move on to add my initial calabash, then the whole clove and the whole black pepper that we grinded, and also we make sure that everything is uniformly mixed in the sanka. Alright, so moving on, I have my ripe plantain here. Yeah, you need to wash them before using it. Also, there's some interesting fact about ripe plantains. You see, ripe plantains are rich in carbohydrates, and they are also good source of fiber, vitamins and minerals. You see, they also contain antioxidants that fight free radicals. Yeah, so perhaps the next time you are looking at the scarlet coat of the ripe plantain, just know it's what's in it that matters. Alright, so once I'm done with the chopping of the plantain, I then gather them, then add it up to the already grinded spices that we have here, then mix them uniformly with it. Then we marinate for about 30 minutes. Yeah, so once I'm done with the mixture, like I have to make sure that all the spices are really coated on the plantain, so that we will have a very good spiced fried plantain. Alright, so at this point my oil is hot and ready for frying. So you have to make sure that I'm set. Yes, so I add my first batch of the spiced plantain, then I begin to fry. I have to make sure that I'm using a suitable amount in it so that they won't be overcrowded. Yes. Alright, so once you have begun frying, no need to make any adjustment to the plantain in the oil, because once you begin to do that, you might be getting rid of the spices in there and you might end up with only fried plantain. Yeah, we want Kelewele, so we just have to leave it like how it is. Yeah, so once our Kelewele turns to this golden brown color, yeah, we can then make an adjustment. We can then turn it over so that the other part of it can also be fried well. Yeah, so once we have that golden brown color, you can then get them off the heat, then we can prepare for our next batch. Yeah, so let's quickly talk about some interesting comments people make about Kelewele. You see, sometimes people say Kelewele isn't good for our health. Some even go extra mile to even say Kelewele gives jaundice. See, these are all speculation. Just that some food vendors use this oil for a very long period of time, and you see, oil can spoil. In other words, they can undergo rancidification, meaning that they can be oxidized due to exposure to air, light and heat. And when that happens, one might be using spoiled oil for frying, and when that happens, like, you might be exposed to digestive disorders, and sometimes it's even linked to diabetes and other cancer related diseases. So in order to avoid that, one can use or can do this at his home and use a very good oil. If you have a problem with cholesterol, you can use oil that they are low in cholesterol or free of cholesterol. So apparently there's nothing wrong with eating Kelewele as far as you are using the good spices. Alright, so we are done for today. It's all about AK Dollars Kitchen. If it's your first time, please kindly subscribe to this channel. Yes, and thanks for watching.
Sugar.